Welcome to Biz Help for You with host Candy Messer. Entrepreneurs like to focus on the big picture, like profitability, success, and a smooth running organization. But there always seems to be those little things like taxes, employee compensation, laws, regulations, and more. Now you can get the answers you need in one place. Join us today as we break it all down for you. Now, here's your host, Candy Messer.
Hello and welcome to Biz Help for You with Candy Messer. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you found the information on our last episode. If you were unable to join us and would like to listen to the show, links can be found on our YouTube and Facebook pages, as well as multiple favorite podcast platforms. If you'd like to receive notifications on when our podcasts have been uploaded, please like and subscribe. If there are topics you'd find beneficial or questions you have, please feel free to reach out to me at media@abandp.com. This week's show is a little different as I recorded multiple interviews in one day at an event. And because of the limited time for each, I recorded the content without the bio. So let me give a little info on my guest before getting into the recording. Rosalind Panda, as a thought leader, visionary, and change maker, is here to inspire others to do what inspires them so that all of us together can make this world a better place. She lives a life with purpose and optimism, serving mankind and benefiting the world through the fundamental elements of life: art, technology, creative design thinking, and innovation. She's the CEO and founder of Rosalind Business Group, LLC, Rosalind IT Services, and Rosalind Construction, as well as founder of Rosalind Arts and Rova Token. She's a technology innovator, fine art artist, public speaker, author, and influencer. Additionally, she's on the board of members in the nonprofit organization called River Art Works. She is the influencer in International Association of Women organization, empowering, encouraging, and impacting others' lives. She believes in building a legacy, acting towards her vision, serving the humanity, benefiting the humankind through her contributions, and giving back to the community. Now, the recording of today's episode. So, Rosalind, welcome to the show today.
Thank you so much, Candy. It's my pleasure to be here on the show. Thank you for the warm welcome.
Sure. Well, I'm glad to have you. Before I get into any questions I have on the topic, I would love for you to share just a little bit more about your background and how did you get into entrepreneurship?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I'm a thought leader, change maker, and visionary. I call myself. That's a really short definition. But what I do is I am an artist, oil painting artist, and through Rosalind Arts is my company for my arts, with my arts, and then Rosalind IT Services, which we are providing services, and we have our own product as well, serving clients more than 15 years or so. I'm also construction business owner, Rosalind Constructions, and I'm the founder of Rova Token, the world's first crypto-based utility ecosystem. Yeah, that's a short introduction.
Right. Well, what I love too about you is you're using kind of the creative side and the technical side, right? A lot of times people have strengths in one or the other, but you are a well-known painter. I've seen a lot of your art that you've posted on social media as well. And you can still do really well on the other side of like logic and things like that too, which a lot of people can't do both. So I think that's really unique kind of about what you do as well. But I know today we're going to talk about like leadership and finding your purpose. So I'd love for you maybe to even talk a little bit about how did you take what you are teaching, and apply it to your own life so that you could find your purpose and passion as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. So I would say that as human beings, we are the habits that we create since our childhood time, or we develop the skills over the period of time that makes us who we are, right? Mm-hmm. That becomes our passion. That becomes eventually that's our purpose. And I'm a big leadership promoter. First of all, when we implement the self-leadership to lead ourselves best the way we want in our lives based on a solid foundation, then we definitely impact our workplace and eventually the community, our surrounding, and creating a ripple effect. And the human life, when the society, the community, the main motto is to bring happiness and bring the difference into everybody's life, isn't it? Like positive
Mm-hmm.
difference. So I always focus on that. No matter what we do, yeah, definitely I amplify my art, technology, innovation, and creative design thinking side and blend them and make it channelize to serve the humanity. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what makes me an entrepreneur. Yeah.
Right. So often we hear the word leadership, right? We either think we're leading others or someone is leading us. But what do you mean by your term of self-leadership, and how can people start to develop that in themselves so they could figure out really what they want to be doing and how to pursue that?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a key factor we focus on when it comes to self leadership. It means we are leading ourselves first before even leading others or to better lead others, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, everybody, every human being, we go through situations, circumstances in our lives. But initially, when we are kids or like younger, then we develop that foundation through our family, through our environment. We get that encouraging environment, but it's different for everybody, right? It just varies person to person. But as we grow old and turn into our adulthood, also the circumstance, the environment build us, but the self leadership comes into picture, that no matter what, how negative is the environment that is around you, but it cannot shake you.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of breaking you, instead of breaking a human being, it makes you, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It constructs you instead of destructing you. So I believe in that. When our foundation is strong, like based on patience, perseverance, looking being optimistic, determination, having noble intention behind our actions, then what it does is it makes a human being fulfilled, like
Mm-hmm.
holistic and spiritually, not in terms of only knowledge. Gaining a lot of knowledge is not going to help us, because at the end of the day, we are a human being where we feel fulfilled and where we emit the wonderful energy to our outside community as well, or in our surrounding. So I believe when a person is leading themselves the best way, being fulfilled and being able to understand their own passion, purpose, then they never miss out on anything.
Mm-hmm.
As if they are fulfilling their own passion by doing what they're doing. They inspire others in the surrounding by emitting that wonderful energy and sharing that knowledge, and they're impacting the community, the workplace through their wonderful skills that they develop, and being more human. That is, we
Mm-hmm.
should not forget, because people I see observe that people are, as we grow, people become more tense and overwhelmed with situations, where instead of thinking overwhelming situation and not being able to handle that peacefully or in a calm, composed manner, if we
Mm-hmm.
just take a step back and think like, I'm a human being, I'm doing my best, and let me bring out the best out of me. Let me
Mm-hmm.
lead myself first based on this wonderful principles. And that's, I'm going to mention in this, I'm about my book, which my book is containing all the wonderful, those virtues, mainly, which is going to help and empower others in their life journey.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that due to all these, like the virtues, the aspects we build in our life, they will impact in a greater scale. We
Mm-hmm.
impact in a greater scale when we lead ourselves the best before,
Mm-hmm.
when we try to lead others. Because as human beings, we are all social animals. We
Mm-hmm.
really inspire and empower others, whoever is out in surrounding, not just the person next to you, but the surrounding, who people are observing you from a distance or from another country, from the other side of the world also. Because of the technology, we are
Mm-hmm.
reaching every corner of the world. So it always, we can impact in such a bigger scale when we are inside out uh, filled with that wonderful those essence, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, sounds to me like when you were talking that obviously we all face challenges, right? And instead of looking at, like why me and kind of wallowing in self-pity is, maybe turning that, taking it and looking at something that positive can come from it. And often those challenges that we face are the things that lead us to find our purpose and our passion. Often we are, helping other people through similar circumstances we've gone through. So what would you say to someone who is potentially, dealing with a challenge right now? It's not fun, but how can they turn that into something for good and maybe even turn that into something they can use to enhance the passions they have or their purpose to make an impact?
Absolutely. I would say that, as you mentioned, like human journey means full of experiences,
Mm-hmm.
evolution, transformation, right? We all human beings go through different experiences throughout different phases of life. Maybe some people try to amplify the negative side of what they experience, but some people understand that there is no point staying in the past and thinking over it again and again, being in the past and focusing on the negativity. How about we become constructive and think about how we can bring a wonderful difference to the society? And they really have to like self reflect, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have to know what they really want to stand for. What are the set of values they want to set for their life, in their day to day activities, which becomes the passion or the purpose in their life, rather than just being self centered, like satisfaction. They
Mm-hmm.
should focus on the big picture. How can they serve the community? How can they impact people around them in a bigger scale, not just
Mm-hmm.
fulfilling their own wishes or own um, what do you call narrow dreams, which is our materialistic dreams. Because a lot of people have materialistic dreams. Once that fulfilled, they have to find another thing. They
Right.
have to go for another thing. They have to chase success, but it's not there because materialistic world is not the world nobody should go after, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's all in our mind, heart, and soul. Like the holistic development happens when we focus on why are we on the earth? What is
Mm-hmm.
my purpose as what is my identity? What is the personality that I wanna develop? What are the skills that makes me me? Right? Because
Mm-hmm.
everybody is unique. A bird is gonna be a bird. A fish is going to be a fish, right? But when it comes to human being, we are the superior like creations on earth. We have a brain. We can transform ourselves. We can teach ourselves skills. We can focus and definitely develop some talents, skills with creativity, thinking, proper thinking, writing, expressing, creating, right? So those
Mm-hmm.
are all the ways of expression of a human being that if they focus on those wonderful things, then they will find their purpose. They
Mm-hmm.
will, because those are the ways human beings spends time actually. And also once the creation is ready, they can see how to utilize it to benefit the mankind,
Right.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's where the purpose and passion, they both coincide and make you fulfill, make the person fulfilled, and then they can emit the same energy into the world. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, and a lot of people who are listening are, small business owners, and they may be listening to what we're saying and understand from the concept of an individual, right? I have passions and purpose, and
Mhm.
maybe I could do something on an individual level too. But what would you tell them about how they can use their business even to make an impact, whether it's empowering their employees to also, pursue their passions, or together through their company, what they can do to make that impact? Like, how can they use their company to make that impact,
Mhm.
not just as an individual?
Yeah, of course. I would say that every human being individually, whatever we do, that's different thing. But some people find their passion in their day-to-day life. Passion, following your passion does not mean that you are not working or not
Mhm.
doing what you want to do for your living, because that's not practical, isn't it? But
Right.
some people, when they love what they're doing every day, then that's the icing on the cake, right?
Mhm.
They would love to go to the workplace where they are encouraged, because creative thinking, talking to the clients, talking to helping them, providing them solutions, provide them with the services that
Mhm.
most companies do. That is also creativity, but they're not just identifying that as a creativity. They're thinking, oh no, I'm not creative, I have to talk to a lot of clients, that's it. But when they come home, they're feeling empty because
Mhm.
they are not able to understand what they are doing. They are significant. If that
Mhm.
place is not fulfilled, who will do that work? Who can
Mhm.
do that work so well than them, right? So that's where the workplace, whenever we are fostering or nurturing a workplace also, we have to make it encouraging for others. Be
Mhm.
more human, be more flexible towards them, be more empathetic towards them, be in their shoes to understand. Because sometimes, many a times, human being, you are dealing with human being means you are dealing with sick situation. Somebody might be there in the family, somebody falls sick, they might have an accident, the car broke down on the route.
Mhm.
So many situations might arise. But when it comes to the people who are in leadership role or managing them, or they have to be answerable to the authority, then the authority, whoever is in the authority level, they should be able to understand also if somebody is explaining what happened and why there is a delay or something, anything might unseen or uncertainty comes up, then you have to understand, because there is a trust factor also involved. If we don't trust our peers, employees, and who we are working with, then uh, we are not working with human being. Even
Mhm.
robots, if they start working, robots break down also, right?
Right.
You cannot make things happen. You cannot think everything is going to be exactly will go how I want, right?
Mhm.
Things will go up and down, things might go wrong sometimes, but having that calm, composed attitude towards no matter who you're dealing with and being empathetic towards them, I believe that's the wonderful world we should be focusing on. That's
Mhm.
the culture we should be building on. Because today, the other person who we are thinking and not encouraging or not understanding or trusting, maybe he's in that situation or she is in that situation today. But what if tomorrow I am in that same situation, or the person who is in the authority, they will have an emergency? Then
Mhm.
nobody will understand each other, you know? So that's not the culture we want to build. That's where the self leadership comes into play. Like
Mhm.
how a person can be calm in the storms as well, how a
Mhm.
person can see the hope, see the optimism, experience the optimism when there is no hope, frustration, despair, and everybody is just feeling like that. The main leader's work is that, to bring that wonderful essence in everybody, circulate that energy, calmness, so that everybody can think properly, not with fear, not with frustration, not with anger, not with any negative emotions, rather how we can turn into a positive culture. Because if we think about life is a sprint, every day is a sprint, we're just going to run and then stop, run and going to stop. That's not real life, is it?
Mhm.
It's a marathon. We are going to keep running. Today's few steps, next day few steps, the other day, next day a few more steps. That's how we make things happen. Like
Mhm.
everybody's contribution makes some wholesome product or service. So where we, the builder, the creators, the service providers, when they feel happy when they're doing or providing, they're finding their passion, their holistic experience, when they're going home, they feel wonderful. They feel encouraged. They feel, even somebody's working from home, but they can feel that warmth, where they are working. So that experience, nobody can beat it, or no other experience can beat it. So as long as we focus on that and thinking us as more about for serving humanity, being more empathetic, we are definitely it's going to make a huge difference in everybody's life. Yeah.
Right. Because I think sometimes people will say, well, I have a passion for something, but they don't see how that turns into a purpose and how to make that impact. But really, it's looking for opportunities where what you absolutely love can really help someone, whether it's one person or it's like a community group or it's something global, I mean, really just finding that opportunity where what you already have a passion for will drive your purpose and will be able to help others.
Yeah, I would say that it's a little tricky when it comes to when somebody's talking about their passion. If it's just a habit, maybe somebody just likes to play golf. Somebody might like to swim or run by themselves. It's just a habit, right? They're just a habit, or their way of exercising, working out. It's not like really they want to make it a passion or want to start teaching other people, right? But when it comes to whatever activities they are doing, they have to think from a strategic manner, that how they are finding their passion or building a habit apart from what they are doing in their day-to-day life, to fill those little gaps that they are finding, doing swimming, playing little sport, going here and there in some expression writing or something. But I always believe, drop by drop, when we add, we feel like it's an habit, but drop by drop, when we keep doing, and with due course of time, it the person finds it as a purpose, because they are growing mature in that area. They're getting knowledgeable in that area. They can tell somebody that this is how I'm focusing on my life. This is how I transform myself, created this habit, even if it's just a habit, but it's not a purpose that I cannot turn into a purpose. It's a small thing, habit that they are doing for themselves. But somehow, when they are expressing their experience to another person, when they bring out this kind of habits that they started recently, what it does is it gives the other person a new perspective of thinking that, okay, there are multiple times in a day I feel bored, I don't do anything. So how about I create a habit for myself? Because it's not true that everybody should just become a teacher or a coach, then nobody will be just other human being, right? So not everybody has to be a coach or teacher or a business person. Everybody are playing their unique role in the community. We need everybody. We need a plumber, we need a landscaper, we need a teacher, we need a business person, we need a consumer. Then otherwise the business will not survive. It will not even exist. So it's complementary what everybody does. So the people who are finding their purpose through what they're doing, that's wonderful. That's icing on cake. But the people who want to feel energetic, feel enthusiastic, then they can have a habit, and then they can teach others by their examples that how they filled their empty side where they were feeling like they're bored, they're not doing anything. They can be an example for the younger generation or their surrounding as well. Yeah, it's just unique to everybody. It varies person to person. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Well, I know this has been an interesting topic. Time has flown. I know we're at the end of the time that we have today. So I want to ask if you have an offer that you would like to share with the listeners and how they can connect with you.
Absolutely, Candy. So my website, rosalindpanda.com, which is ROSALIND, and Panda, which is PANDA.com. That is my website. They can, my audience, listeners, they can read about me, what I do, why I do. Okay. And then all my businesses, Rosalind Arts, IT Services, Rosalind Construction, and Rover Token, all are listed in the website as well. It's just to relate more with me, and I would love to connect with more people as well and offer, right? So my just recently, 2 months back, my book, which is book chapter, which is called Powerful Female Immigrant. My chapter is there as with Rosalind Panda, serving the humanity through creative design thinking. That's one of the chapter in the book, Powerful Female Immigrant. It's available in Amazon. And then I co-authored that book. And then another book, it's called Let Self Become the Leader. So just the topic that we discussed, because that's the key that I focus on. So this book consists of all the beautiful, wonderful, solid foundational principles which going to propel or become catalyst in somebody's life. Mm-hmm. So I would direct everybody to just stay tuned for my book. And I'll be definitely sharing that in the social media so that people can know about it. That is out already. So it's to benefit everybody, empower them, and definitely people who are looking to improve themselves or in their life, they want to succeed holistically. This book is going to heavily impact them and help.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Rosalind, for being a guest on my show and sharing on this topic. I really appreciate it.
I thoroughly enjoyed, Candy. Yeah, I cannot wait to talk again soon. Yeah.
Sounds great. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope you found this episode interesting and that it answered some questions about Let Self Become the Leader. If you have any additional questions or comments, be sure to reach out to Rosalind, or you can send us a message at media@abandp.com. And would you please share our show information with those you know? I'd really appreciate your support. I hope you can join us for next week's topic. And please remember, you can connect with us on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and my website is abandp.com. You can find the podcast posted on multiple favorite podcast platforms, including Google, TuneIn, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. And would you please leave a review on your favorite platform? Thank you so much. And I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you for listening to Biz Help for You. Please join your host, Candy Messer, again next time. Have a terrific day.